Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Great. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for having me here. I'm Maida Casper. I Let me introduce myself real quick. Maida Casper. I am an exhausted and tired woman in her 40s. I have two children and I work full time and I'm trying to maintain a household and just do all the things. And one of the biggest focuses for me right now is just trying to be healthy. I just want to be healthy for myself. I want to be healthy for my children. And longevity is very top of mind for me as I enter this next phase of life. And so I just want us to talk about that today.
Yay. I'm super
Yes.
excited.
Yes.
I'm Leticia Cole. I am also a tired woman. I have two children. I work full time. I love fitness. I love anything related with wellness, exercise, longevity. So today we'll be here talking about building habits, which is a dear, dear topic to my heart because I did not learn about that until later in life. Later in life. So I'm very excited about this topic.
Me too. I need you to teach me the ways because that is my biggest struggle. I have goals. I try to be healthy. I try to work out, but I'm just not consistent. And that is, I think, one of the more common things that many of us are struggling with is building that consistency. And when we aren't, we're really hard on ourselves. At least I am. I have this sense of guilt. I didn't work out today. And then you just kind of get into this kind of frumpy mood about it. And so, teach us the ways, Leticia. You've done this many, many times, and you had to do this for your Ironman
All right.
competition.
I wouldn't say teaching the ways, but I'll share what has
Okay.
worked with me
Please
and what
share.
I learned throughout this whole fitness journey that I've been, which has been over 25 plus years. Um, I think the whole point is for the longest time, I always thought that working harder, pushing harder, I thought that was success, that was discipline. But yet I was failing to show up. I would show up for 1 week, best workout sessions. I would skip a bit. And then the upcoming 2 weeks, I had no energy. I was tired and I would not go to the gym or I would not work out. I wouldn't do anything whatsoever, not even go for a walk. And I was pumped by motivation and inspiration. And that it's very tricky for me because I don't think motivation or inspiration gets where you have to be with the name, sorry, with the word of consistency.
Mm,
Consistency is completely different than motivation and inspiration.
okay. Okay. We're on.
So if you don't have consistency, there is no amount of motivation to keep you going every single day.
So how do you okay, I'm following, but how do you find those moments of consistency when you are tired? You've just come home from a very long day of work. You haven't worked out yet. You have to put food on the table for your children. You have to remember to eat yourself. Like how do you find that so for me it's they might go hand in hand. So how do you find the motivation to even be consistent on those days?
It's fun you ask me that question because I'm a very disciplined person.
Mm,
So I set my goals and I envision how is that going to be achieved. However, throughout this whole period of training very hard and trying to find consistency, I figure out that I had the discipline, but I didn't have the structure. So that form of discipline without structure, it's self-punishment.
okay, what is the structure? Walk me through actual tactics and strategies that I can implement to help me find that structure.
The structure is finding out what is your identity?
Mm,
What are your goals? How are you going to get there? Are you really setting yourself for success?
mm.
Are your goals achievable? Are your goals achievable to work out every day for 1 hour when you are a busy mom? You have a busy working schedules. On top of that, you got to cook healthy food for your family. Are you really setting yourself for success?
Mm.
Are you creating that structure that you are allowing yourself to have a little bit of a margin to adapt on those hard days? Are you allowing yourself to say, today I am tired. I didn't sleep well. I had a busy work. My day wasn't so pleasant. And now I have to put up a 1 hour workout session.
Yep.
And some people, they do, but that's when you get hurt.
Mm.
That's when your form is not so perfect. So I think the consistent here is allowing yourself to create a structure that is setting yourself for success, not for failure.
Okay.
It's not allowing yourself to skip workouts or movement. It's allowing you to adapt that today I might not put up that 1 hour workout session, but I'm going to go for my walk,
Mm.
or I'm going to take a yoga session, or I'm going to do stretching. It's prioritize your mental health over your physical looks.
I
So
do. Yeah.
that's your structure. And this structure works really well on the easy days,
Mm.
right?
When everything's going well.
When everything goes well. That's when discipline comes on your hard days.
Mm.
Those are the days that you want to do nothing. You want to push on your Netflix. You want to cuddle in the ball and leave me alone. But if you're disciplined enough, you're going to get yourself out for a walk, for a reset, refresh your mind, do something for your body to keep moving.
I love that.
That's the difference between being a disciplined person without a structure. It's self-punishment. There is no doubt. It's stress. I need to put up that workout. I've been there so many times. I've done so many training sessions for my Ironmans that my body was tired. I was exhausted. Those times that people talk to you, my kids are like, Mom, I'm like, what do you want? And yet I push it through. And those are no, don't do it. Go for a walk. It's okay allowing yourself not to be strong every single time. The key here is the consistency. It's showing up every day, even with a tiny little bit.
That's beautiful. That's such a beautiful reframe. I never thought about discipline as something you do when you don't want to. So that is a difference for me that I never thought about it in that way. It's not discipline isn't always doing things when everything's going perfectly. It's doing things even when things are not going perfectly, which I never that's a beautiful reframe.
And that's your identity, right? There will be discipline if you have structure.
Mm,
Without structure, you cannot really have the discipline,
mm.
right? So in my mind, how does that look? What is discipline on Leticia Worlds, right? So I train every week. So I'll put a schedule of my workout sessions. In front of my fridge, and on Monday this is what I have to do, on Tuesday and Wednesdays. So I try to plan my week around my training sessions because I don't really like missing them. However, I'm generous to myself. I listen to my body. I allow myself to not train on that day that I'm not feeling 100%. I don't make excuses for no movement whatsoever, but I am allowing myself to adapt. And we are not taught to do that. We are taught to, you got to push harder, you got to work harder. There is no room here to adapt. There is no room here for flexibility. And that's why we start failing, because we're setting ourselves for failure. We're not setting ourselves for success because the system that we're surrounded is not supporting us for those success.
We're not giving ourselves grace.
No, and another thing I think it's huge in our world right now, like we're moms, we're working, it's our own accountability.
Yeah.
Follow through your words, follow through your commitments. If you know your gym is 30 minutes from where you live, the chances that you're going to show up every day, it's going to be very minimum. But then what are you going to do? You're just not going to work out. Then you adapt. You do something in the house. You get a program that you push on YouTube and find, I don't know, a core workout. I feel at this point, women are not setting themselves for success. And that's a Big deal because there is no structure if you are not setting yourself to complete the tasks that you are thinking you have to complete, such as your workout sessions or your movement. So start with tiny little goals,
I love
right?
that you refer to it as movement. You're not referring to it as workout every day. What you're saying is find movement
Find movement.
every day.
Find movement every day.
And movement can be as simple as,
It can be as simple as you are in a work trip for 1 week. Don't take the elevator, take the stairs.
yeah.
Movement is you in that conference room that is gigantic, you do your laps.
Mm.
You know, movement is you get in your hotel room and next to your bed, you do 10 push ups. Sorry, sit ups or push ups.
Yeah.
It's the eager to move your body. And that's all we want to do. So I bet a lot of us have watched the Blue Zones, right? And my conclusion, this is my conclusion, is all those centenarians, all they have done that was in common was movements. In Japan, they're always moving. They don't sit on the couch, they sit on the floor.
Mm.
So there is always some sort of movement, regardless how the move is. If it's running, if it's walking, if it's gardening,
Mm.
just move your body.
And that's the habit. So
And
you're forming a habit around movement
and when that habit is created, you don't even overthink.
because it just becomes part of your
It's become
routine.
who you are. That's your
That's what
identity.
you mean when you said, I was trying to figure out what she meant when she said identity. So that's
It's no longer
it,
I want to work out.
because it's not
No,
something you're thinking
no.
of, it's just part of
It's just
who you become.
it's natural. It's
Ah,
organic.
okay.
I don't, people are like, are you going to work out? Are you going to train? This is part of my routine. I'm like, yeah, that's something that I do on a daily basis. And
Yeah.
people are like, how is that possible? I don't even think that like, oh, I need to think about this. It's just very organic. But it took me a while to be where I am.
Mm.
That was not an organic, you know, I have to train my mind. I have to train my will of power. I have to let it go my motivation and inspiration. And I have to learn how to create my structure, how I develop my discipline to be where we are, which is the movement. No matter what, I'm always moving one way or another, swimming, running, walking, gardening. There will always be a movement.
And do you have a little cheat sheet? And how do I start creating a good habit? Like, where do I start?
Where do you start? What are your goals?
My
Are your goals too big, too small, achievable, not achievable?
Yeah. So I can't have a goal like I want to lose X number of pounds. It's more, I want to honestly just be more active in life. I want to be healthy. I want to have a healthy lifestyle.
You can have those goals, but are you setting yourself for success?
No.
So why do you want to start with those goals? Why don't you start with the goals that I'm like, I don't move very often. I don't walk very often. And right now I'll go on a walk once a week, 20 minutes. How about you go on a walk twice a week for 20 minutes?
I could do that.
And then every 2 weeks, you do a little increment.
Okay.
And then by
You
the end
build
of
up
you
to
build up. Again, don't set yourself for failure. Our life in general is already so chaotic for us to throw one more thing that we know it's not going to be achievable.
mm,
And another thing is we get so carried out, carried away,
you're
carried on,
yeah.
whatever it is, with what is trending on the internet.
There's so much information
What
out
is
there.
what is everyone doing?
It's
Don't.
overwhelming. It is
Don't.
overwhelming.
If you can do one thing is consistency and movement.
Okay.
You don't need your heavy vest weight. You don't need your defensive shoes. Just move.
Okay.
Just show up one day at a time. Give yourself grace because there will be harder days that movement is going to be like, that's the last thing I want to do, but you still keep going.
Can I tell you what I think you're telling me? And please
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. So, what you're essentially saying is start with your goal. Once you've established a goal, you build a habit around that goal. that habit over time becomes your identity.
Yep.
You're no longer second guessing. You just get up and walk for 10 minutes. And over time, the 10 minutes turn into 20 minutes. And on days where I don't want to do it, what pushes me through is the discipline to do it.
The
And
discipline,
that creates the consistency, which creates your identity, which creates the healthy habit, which helps me achieve my goal.
which is beautiful, summarized. And I'm like, in tears right now.
Yes,
It's
it
perfect.
has never been framed for me in that way, and this is eye-opening. So I'm really excited to start building those habits once I've established a more realistic goal, and then we figure out who my identity is in the next podcast,
You,
probably.
yes. And you'll be Maida, not the person like, I want to work out. You'll be Maida, person who I move on a daily basis.
It's just who I am.
Yeah.
The
And
movement through life. I love that.
it's the movement, and keep your own promises. That's why I say don't set yourself for failure by setting these amazing, beautiful goals that you know you're going to have a 50% of achieving. But if you have those small goals and you keep your own promises to yourself, follow through your words, consistency doesn't need to be perfect.
I think I never knew how to be consistent, but this conversation has helped me more than I realized,
And
more than I thought it
yes,
would.
yes.
My biggest problem is consistency, and thank you for helping me break down ways in which I can get to consistency through building habits around realistic goals and reframing the identity because it just becomes part of my daily task.
Yes.
This is
Yep. And
I'm
consistency
so excited.
beats perfection.
I love that.
For all the perfectionists
I love
out
that.
there, do not get attached to the perfection.
I love
Just
that.
be consistent.
I used to be a perfectionist and now I'm like, just get it done. Just get it done.
We are all there.
Thank you, Leticia. Is there anything else you would love to leave with us today around this topic or the call movement in general?
I just want our women to feel empowered, to feel strong, capable, and confident, and be setting up for success. I think we are all tired of trying so hard, thinking that we are failing for not achieving certain goals, thinking that we are falling through the cracks.
Yeah.
And it's time for us to allow and be graceful to ourselves, allow ourselves to adapt, allow ourselves to be graceful to ourselves, right? Keep repeating ourselves, but just keep moving. Just keep moving, and everything will follow through.
I love that.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me permission to give myself grace. I think that's a very big message that I'll take away.
I'm very excited for you.
Thank you. I have one final question.
Yes.
Doing another Ironman this year.
Yes, I am.
How many is that now?
That will be my fifth.
Fifth.
My fifth Ironman.
Five
Yes.
Iron women. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. And thank you for this amazing advice that I will carry with me every day because I'm going to be consistent on a daily basis.
That's right. All right, let's go. Let's get it.
Thank you.
We got it. That's it. This is going to